to you for the expertise on the lot, but I can chat. Well, if you're going to stay on, I might pop off and keep monitoring science chat. I think I'm gonna go make myself a cup of tea and sit back a little bit. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks all. It's been awesome. Mm-hmm.
Audio check, 1 2 1 2. Are we all here?
Yep.
Morning, Chad. Coming up a little bit here.
So we're going to finish the ship move in like 30 meters. And I think, just I'll confirm, but we're going to do another one going east to west. And I'll probably offset us by 25 meters.
All right, sounds great.
Yep. Chad, does that sound right, that you're going to want another east to west as our last?
Yeah, so since we have to go west anyway,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little slower than if we just flew, I know, but it's fine. So did Rennie show that out or show that to you? Kind of in between, yeah, the most southern path in black and the white path.
I'm thinking you're talking about right here?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So I'll be, and then as we head to the whale fall, do you think we're going to want to keep, the slope is pretty steep on this flank, but if we could go down in a more kind of southwest direction.
What we can do, instead of we don't even have to look at the slope. So there's that investigate target.
Yeah, you just want to drop there.
So yeah, we can drop a little before that, you know, kind of downslope, kind of in that gully, but you know, a little closer to that peninsula.
Roger.
And then we'll come up that gentle slope over the investigate target. So we can just kind of fly and drop.
Yeah, so you're thinking like a midwater
yeah,
transit over to that investigate target?
Yep. Well, yeah, just before it anyway. And then we'll climb up that small slope to the investigate target.
Sounds great.
I don't think that we're going to find anything there, but it's a bump on the seafloor. It's on the way. Hey. That's how we found all this crap. Very good.
I think Gary's on V-Link now. Is that right, Gary?
Yes, I'm here. Hello.
Hi, Gary.
Hi. Great.
Morning.
30 due south.
And then we'll just do another one due west for 100 meters.
Right.
It's like you have like 50 meters of layback right now.
Nice strike.
Yeah, we came up this a little earlier this evening. Oh, yeah, and looking at the map, we just crossed an area we've already been.
All right. I'll start stepping south here. Or Chad, do you want me to run to the end of the, do you see the DVL screen?
Yeah, we were just kind of running to the end, and then we'd call on the ship move, and then move the however many meters south, and then do it again.
Okay, so I'll finish up this line then here.
I'm ready to call in a 1 due west. That's all right.
Standby.
Yep.
I'm gonna get to a little bit down here and then we can.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at all those.
That's good. This is new ground.
Are we getting to the tippy top?
Yes, we were at the tippy top the last time we crossed, or close to it anyway.
Whoa, Cuskeel. I mean, Zoarcid. Got some spots on it.
You just sure it hasn't been into a fight with an octopus?
I think it might be like a parasite or something.
All right, Ben, I'm ready for you to
Yep.
call that move.
We often see parasite, fungus on grenadier. So it may be a fungus or a parasite. Isopods will hang onto the grenadier, and then right at the top of their dorsal fin, the base of the dorsal fin, they'll have this white fungus. And Linda and I have been documenting it on the Ambari video. But maybe the snailfish has it too. I mean, Zoarcid. Getting all my fishes confused.
If we had more time, I'd love to go look at all those octopus up there. Really dense. Looks like there's some high flow up there. But we must press on.
So are we moving west now?
We're going to in a little bit. We're still moving
All right.
south. Once we complete that, yeah, they'll call in the ship move to go 100 meters west for this quote transect. And once we finish that, we will fly midwater to just east of the other target here. A little bump on the seafloor, which probably doesn't have anything of interest, but I think it's okay to go over it and check it out because, again, that's what happens when you're exploring. You just kind of look at bumps on the seafloor and go look at them.
Are we just going to travel through the water and then drop down?
Yeah, so we don't have to, we're not going to try and go down slope. It's fairly steep on the west side here. Really, well, the whole cone. You're just not going to be able to see much,
Okay.
and it'll be a little faster.
I'll stay a little upslope of you there, Kim. Chad, I'm just gonna go the other way and take out a wrap real quick
Oh, sure.
while we're standing by.
Well, Jen Brown didn't get that much sleep.
Oh boy. She's raring to go.
She just entered the chat room. She only logged off less than 4 hours ago.
All right. I'll come under you and I'll get ahead.
Of course, I've been in this control van minus a total of about a half an hour since since 4 p.m. Pacific. It is now 4 a.m. Pacific.
You can do it.
You're a champion, Chad.
And this is the start of my shift.
We believe in you.
Well, we got a lot of weather heading up, so I figured, what's that old adage? I'll sleep when I'm dead. I'll sleep when we're not diving.
Sorry? Oh, I see.
So we are on the last 100 meter transect, kind of crossing the southern sloped side of this summit of a volcanic cone. And then when we're done here, we'll do a little blue water transit over to what's probably a soft sedimentary target on the seafloor, but we're going to go look at that. And then we will head over to the whale fall. So we
Roger
might
that.
actually get to the whale fall a little earlier than originally planned.
So Chad, when our last shift ended, we had just arrived here. How have the past 8 hours been? Are you happy with the amount of data y'all were able to collect? Like temperature probe was working and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, it's been great.
Good.
I mean, you know, like look at these shots, right, where you see, you know, 20 plus octopus. Some
Yeah, it's
a couple
incredible.
frames, I stopped at 50, and it's just been dozens and dozens and dozens of similar frames. There's no doubt in my mind now that this site, at least as far as a minimum population count, has more than the octopus garden, and that has more than 1,000. So here's well over that number, which has just been great. So yeah, and it's, you know, it's not even 100% coverage, right? We're just kind of getting a good feel of the land. I mean, look at the little gap there of a dozen in that little channel. We had temperatures as high as 9.4 C, which is great. We made a few collections of sponges, some tube worms, a encrusting octocoral, which I personally had never seen before out here. Never seen this one at all. It was really interesting looking. I would love to spend more time here, but we just can't.
So there's more up here.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about the temperature probe. We obviously got off shift and I just watched along for a little bit afterwards, and y'all had just taken out the temperature probe when I was getting ready to go to bed. But I saw that it was like 6 degrees Celsius, and then you guys kept the probe in for another few minutes, and then it was like over 7 degrees. Does it just take a while to get an accurate reading, or how does that work?
Yeah, since it's in that PVC encasing, it takes a while to kind of displace the ambient seawater in there.
Gotcha.
Kind of fill up the can, if you will, fill it up. So we just kind of wait till it, you know, plateaus. And it takes a good 3 to 5 minutes sometimes. Yeah, I think we took 5 or 6 optode readings. We had that first one, which was 7.9. Then we had a 9.4. And then an 8.4, an 8.8, and a 9.2.
That gives you a pretty solid average, yeah.
We're seeing a nice variety of species. The grenadier, right now you can see it's got some isopods hanging off of its anal fin that passed by. Those are the parasites I was talking about. We're also seeing some Brisingid sea stars, some black corals look like little palm trees. Those are called umbellapathes. We're seeing the giant cuskeel, Spectrunculus grandis. We're seeing some stalked sponges, some small ones. A few stalked crinoids here and there. And of course, we're on the hunt for the octopus, Mus octopus robustus.
I was reading that the Most octopus robustus doesn't actually have a little beak like a lot of other octopus do. Is that true?
Oh, that's a great question. I mean, when we, oh, I'm trying to remember, Erica, when we brought one up, didn't we look at it? I thought it had a beak. I could be mistaken.
I can't remember. Oh, check it out.
Yeah, I have no idea how reliable my Google search was, so.
Yeah, I mean, I recall we brought up a female and a male, and I recall we were just in the wet lab and turning it over and finding it, but I could be mixing that up with finding octopus or squid beaks in the deep sea sediments as well.
Wonder what they'd be eating to not have any hard parts. Baby food.
I mean, that would be surprising if it didn't have a beak. I don't know of any octopus that don't, but I'm not a I'm not a cephalopod expert, so.
And you said you tell the difference between the sex from their third arm, is that correct?
Yeah, we've identified quite a few males positively on this dive. If you imagine you're looking down on an octopus and its arms are spread out like a clock and its eyes are pointing towards 12. Kind of between their eyes is 12 o'clock. Well, that first arm is number 1, then you go number 2, and then you go number 3, and that third arm on males have a modified tip called a heterococylus, and it's cotylus, sorry. And it's modified, it has a club-tipped end, and that's how it inserts its sperm packet into the female's mantle cavity. And so when you see that third arm with the club tip, you know it's a boy.
And we're about done with the ship move, so if you want the full extent of to this line above us, it's going to be another 20 meters, or we can just have Jess catch up and we can come off.
Yeah, no, we can just go to where the ship is
Right.
as the end of the line. Yeah, that's fine. It's so fun to look at the snail trail of the ship and how angular and straight it is from DP. And then you see the ROV breadcrumb.
I just imagine each of those breadcrumbs was a neat thing that meandered us.
I feel good about the coverage during this dive. It was great.
Yeah, it's great. There was a search grid. And so did you have overlap with the eastern flank that you had looked at last year?
We didn't put that up on the map, but
Yeah.
we did have a little bit of overlap for sure on that little eastern side. But when we count for the minimum population, I'm sure we'll just use this dive just to kind of reduce the double counting.
Just curious if there are things that were relatively unchanged or something. Hidey spots.
from what little we saw last year, I couldn't tell, but I mean,
Yeah.
I was hoping that it had a kind of a similar halo all the way around the cone, and it did. I mean, they were roughly equally distributed along the entire, above a certain isobath around the cone.
What's the kind of rough estimated size of the cone area? Do we know?
I think the radius of our survey today was around 130 to 160 meters, something like that. Diameter would have been like 300 or something.
Yeah, it looks like 220 by almost 250.
Okay.
Just on the summit.
Yeah, so we tried to follow that tree line, that snow line of octopus, because they don't seem to be, at least the brooding females, don't seem to be below a certain depth at this cone because, well, presumably because that's kind of the limit of where the water is coming out. It's not coming out of side vents lower in the base. It's coming all out of the top of the tube of toothpaste. Kirsten's asking if octocone is the official name of this cone.
Sounds official.
I think Jen Brown deemed that worthy. Jen was on shift with me in the last hour of that dive in 2018 when we came across the original octopus garden, and then last year that was an accidental find, and then this cone was a target I selected hoping it was where water was coming out. And it was in the last hour of that 30-hour dive last year, and Jen and I were on shift, and we hit it, and so she coined it octocone.
So we're about done with the line.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and we can do a blue water tow over to that just east of that target. So we're a little bit, down slope, so we can go up slope and over the top of that little peninsula.
Great.
Let me adjust the bearing for being a little off. Do you want to go right in that valley, right in the middle? Like right?
Yeah, I can go a little west of that by
Okay.
a tiny bit. Yeah, like somewhere around there. That's perfect.
All right, Josh, it's going to be, let's make sure. I'll do, it's 243, 245. Yeah, let's do 245.
Oh, wait. And what's the depth of the target?
I had a estimate of the investigate. It's going to be, let me see, 1 sec. Only HiPAC would preserve that information. It's going to be about 33, maybe 30 or 40.
Okay. And then what's the distance to that target?
So it's 670 meters.
Roger.
Yeah, let me adjust that depth calculation. Wondering if I should drop us a little south of that so it's not as slopey.
Sorry. Yeah, is there preference? Do you want to be on the eastern side or the southern side, Chad?
Yeah, it could be a little south of that target. That's fine.
All right, I'll just keep
I think
this.
that's fine.
And it'll be a gradual slope up. Yep.
Okay, so
So
245.
245. Yep.
245 for you, and then I'll come around to 65. Math.
Actually, is it too late to change my mind?
No,
No, that's
not
fine.
at all.
Yeah, let's go ahead and move it a little further south so we do kind of ascend a steeper slope there.
Okay. How about you? Just tell me when.
Okay, that's good. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, it'll be the new target now. So
So it's going to be 232. So I'll probably call in 230.
all right, I'll just get in position here. Guys, the fish. All right. And we're at the highest feature right now, correct?
Yeah, between us and that, exactly. Yeah, I was just going to, it's not going to be so much different from our launch actually at G. Yeah, so it's going to be about 3360. Yep. North it was a shallower, so. Yeah, and we'll just descend before, not after, because it's deeper to the, oh, sorry. Maybe I'm groggy. Yeah, so the slope is going up to the northwest, so. Yep. Whenever you're in position, I'll call that in. And I'll ask them to do 1 knot. That's great. Make sure we have time on the whale fall. Yeah. I heard that's the bone. That's the bone. Another octocone. It wasn't on the map. Meaning it's math, it's not real. Yes, you look at me, so okay. And just to confirm, I'm gonna do 230. We'll see what his speed over ground is. That, yeah, Roger. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just to, yeah. Yeah. We can also kind of approximate it based on the change in Argus. Like Argus's delta has gone up by 7 or so at the start of this, so we'll kind of hydrofoil up a bit Argus. But yeah, we'll probably get like a little bit of a swing, a bit of a swing. Good thing we're going downslope. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, hard when we don't have. Because it has some catenary to it.
Yeah.